Nikshetra circle. So this is a circle, and it is the center of circle. We know that a line joining 2 points on a circle is called chord. A line joining the center and any point on the circle is called radius, and a chord which passes through the center of the circle is called diameter of circle. Now, if a line, these are line segments, if a line intersects the circle at 2 points, that line is called secant. That line is called secant of a circle. Instead of intersecting at 2 points, if a line meets the circle at only 1 point, then that line is called a tangent of the circle. So this is called tangent of the circle. So in case of tangent, this is the only point where the tangent touches the circle, and this point is called point of contact. This is called point of contact. So in a circle, how many tangents we can have? A tangent touches the circle only in 1 point. A circle can have infinite number of tangents, because on its surface it is also a point. Through this point a tangent can pass. This is also a point. Through this point a tangent can pass. This is a point. Through this point also one tangent can pass. So a circle can have infinite numbers of tangents. Now say we have a circle. Say we have a circle with a center. Suppose if we take this point, 1 point of the circle, through this point how many tangents can pass? Through this point only and only one tangent can pass. Got it? We know that through a point infinite numbers of lines can pass. Infinite numbers of lines can pass. So through this point also infinite numbers of lines can pass, but out of that infinite numbers of lines there will be one and only one line which will touch the circle at this point only. Suppose if we consider another line, so this line touches the intersects the circle in 2 points, this point and this point. Suppose we take another line which passes through this point. So this line intersects the circle in 2 points, this point and this point. Out of that infinite numbers of lines, we have only and only one line which passes through a point on a circle. That means passes through point of contact. The point of contact of a circle, and that particular line is called tangent to the circle. Got it? Suppose we have a circle with a certain center. We draw a tangent to the circle. Say this is a tangent to the circle. So we can have lines which are parallel to can draw another line which is parallel to this line. Got? Here also we can draw a line which is parallel to this line. Here also we can draw a line which is parallel to this line. Got? So out of these parallel lines, there will be one and only one tangent to the same circle which is parallel to the given tangent. That means in a circle we can have at most two parallel tangents which are parallel to each other. Got that? Now suppose we have this tangent to the circle. This is the center of the circle. We have a theory that the radius drawn at a point of contact of the tangent is always perpendicular to the tangent. That means if we join the center and the point of contact of the tangent to the circle, then this line segment, that means OA, this line segment is also called the radius of the circle. So this radius makes an angle of 90 degree with the tangent. Got it? So now suppose we have one external point. Say this is one external point of the circle. Say this is point P. From that external point, how many tangents can be drawn to the circle? From a external point, we can draw at most two tangents to a certain circle. So from this point P, we can draw a tangent here, and from this point P, we can draw another tangent to the circle. That means from this point P, we can draw how many tangents to the circle? Two tangents can be drawn from an external point to a certain circle. Suppose let's give the name of these two tangents are PA and say PB. We have drawn two tangents. So now this is the radius of center of the circle. If we join the point of contact to our center, which is called radius, if we join this point of contact to the center, which is another radius, so these two radii will be perpendicular to these two tangents. This one. Got it? Now, if we join the center and that particular external point, we can join it. We can join it. So the line joining the center and an external point bisects the angle subtended by the two tangents from the external point. That means this angle is equal to this angle. So how we can prove it? Say this is our triangle, this is also another triangle. So name of this angle is OAP. Triangle OAP. And name of this triangle is OBP. Triangle OBP. In this triangle, this is our radii OA, and in this triangle OB is our radii. So OA will be equal to OB, which are same radii. This angle is 90 degree from our theory. This angle is also 90 degree from our theory. So angle OAP is equal to angle OBP because they are both 90 degree. Now OP is the common side for both the triangles, these two triangles. So OP is equal to OP. So from SAS rule, these two triangles are congruent. So triangle OAP is congruent to triangle OBP. But since these two triangles are congruent, then by simplicity what we can write, this angle is equal to this angle, and also we can write this angle is equal to this angle. So name of this angle is OPA is equal to angle OPB. That means this angle is equal to this angle by CPCT. Got it? So in this way we can say that the line joining the center and an external point bisects the angle between the two tangents at the external point. So in question number 3, we have a tangent PQ at point P of a circle of radius 5 cm meets a line through the center O at point Q so that OQ is 12 cm. We need the length PQ of the tangent. So here this is our circle. PQ is a tangent. We join O and Q. OQ is given as 12 cm. We join O and P. OP is 5 cm because radius of circle is given as 5 cm. So we need the length PQ of the tangent. Here OP is the radius drawn at the point of contact of the tangent. Of the tangent PQ. So OP will be perpendicular upon PQ. So OP will be perpendicular upon PQ. That means this angle will be a 90 degree angle. So we can call this triangle OPQ as a right triangle. Therefore, OPQ is a right triangle whose OQ is given as 12 cm and radius OP is given as centimeter. So by Pythagoras theorem, this is our hypotenuse, this is base and this is perpendicular. So base PQ is equal to square root of OQ square minus OP square. That means square root of hypotenuse square minus perpendicular square. So PQ is given by square root of OQ square, that means hypotenuse square minus OP square. So OQ is how much? 12 square minus OP is given as 5 square. So 12 square means 144, 5 square means 25. 144 minus 25, 119, square root of 119 centimeters. So this is our answer. So which will be our correct option? Option number D will be our